There's one question I will not ask you. How's the Josh? You're at a house party and you're chilling and some politician in Punjab says you're drugged out.
I have no clue that I've become the Chelsea of the country and I have become what? I have no clue at all. And I get a call from Anurag Kashyap saying, "Ajay sun kya kar raha hai? Ajay sun ek item number karega kya?" And I go ding tak tak ding, and I come out and I see 200 people. So my body is dancing, but my face is. तू बहुत अच्छा डांस कर रहा है. तेरा बस ये नहीं नाच रहा है.
But what about the flip side of it, the public scrutiny, the intense public scrutiny that, I mean, I'm sure because you've also grown up, you know, in and around showbiz, by virtue of that, of course, you're aware of things that happen because a lot of people have faced it. Like something as simple as you're at a house party and you're chilling and some politician in Punjab says you're drugged out. How do you respond to that? I know Karan there's the Karan Johar party. I know he's responded to it saying that you're actually having warm water, that you had dengue or something.
I had just recovered from dengue, and it was just I was sitting in my home for like 10 days in one bedroom, and I was really pakaued, and I had just recovered, and the doctors had said that you can step out, and I had started doing my workshops again, and started like shooting again, and that's when Karan called all of us, let's have a get together, and I was like, okay, that'll be a good change. Right. And yeah, I was having lime water and sitting there. And what happened actually, the funny thing was, see, the thing is, people who don't know us personally, assuming things, seeing a video, it's fine, it's fair, sure. It's fair, it's completely fair. But then factualizing those assumptions I don't feel it's fair. What happened was, after that party, everything is normal, and we knew that he's put up a video. Right. 5 minutes before that video was taken, Karan's mom is sitting with us, you know, and so it was a very chilled out party. And then after that video was put, and the next day I had to go to Arunachal Pradesh, and I was in the hills with the army for 3-4 days where there's no network and nothing. So I don't know what's going on. I have no clue that I've become the Chelsea of the country and I have become what? I have no clue at all. ठीक है, तो मैं तो आर्मी ये वो जी रहा हूँ अपनी लाइफ, no clue, nothing is going on. And I come back to Bombay and I meet my parents and still don't know कि क्या हो रहा है. And my mom and dad know everything. Right. They have been watching the news and ये वो, and they didn't tell me because I would get affected sitting there, and then I would feel all the more urge to knowing it where there's no network, so they just didn't tell me anything. And I come back and I'm only ranting about अरे आर्मी के साथ ये मजा आया, वो मजा आया, फलाना आया, ये वो फलाना. I go back to my room, before just going to sleep, I go to Twitter and I'm like, हैं? FIR? Open letter? ये क्या हुआ? And then I'm looking at those videos, circling, white thing, ये thing, and I'm like,
there is some light falling on the floor.
Light falling on the floor.
It's supposed to be cocaine.
Yeah. So I go back outside and I'm like, Mom, Dad, do you guys know about this? And then they just give a smile and they're like, we know about this, don't worry. So I was like, okay, as long as you know, then I'm sorted. And then the next day I started, it affected me. Right. कि अरे ये क्या हो रहा है? Like, what just happened? Right. And then I come to know the things that have happened in the past 3 days. कि टीवी चैनलों में मेरे शक्ल पे रेड सर्कल दिखा के ये हुआ है एंड ये हुआ है फलाना हुआ है, एंड आई एम लाइक हैं. So but then I mean I also contemplated with the fact that कि I should come out and say कि ऐसा कुछ नहीं था and ये वो, but then I realized that's a very impulsive response. That's as impulsive as them factualizing the assumption, which doesn't make sense. Also, what happens on a social media trial and Twitter is that, what it starts from? It starts from, ha, they look drugged. And then it becomes, oh, they do look drugged. And then it becomes, ये तो actors हैं, they are drugged. And then it becomes, how dare they are drugged, and shame on them, they are drugged. And then you feel कि मैं अपने letter में किसको जवाब दूँ? कि यहाँ तो बहुत सारे लोग हैं, जिनके अपने opinions हैं, तो मैं किसको cater कर रहा हूँ, And then I realized that letter would also have an opinion कि ये ऐसा क्यों है, ये वैसा क्यों है, then वो क्या है. And then also what was happening was, during that time, Section 370, Kashmir, and there were so many bigger things happening in the country. And I'm like, this is, किसी और के एक factualization of an assumption, because there were people saying कि ये हो रहा है, drugged है, ये है, वो है, फलाना. But there were 10 times the people who were saying कि कुछ तो दिमाग लगाओ, क्या बोले जा रहे हो. So I had a choice to listen to किनको सुनना है. you know, and depending on ki, I could either react on the bigger things that are happening in the country, or I could react to this, which is just happening to me. And then I started thinking, ये तो बहुत छोटी चीज़ है, you know, because people who knew me after that video came out, they really texted me ki, you don't seem to have recovered from dengue, you look weak, and I agree that I looked weak, you know, I looked like my face was pale and it was, but I can understand people taking it in a different sense who didn't know that I was not doing well or whatever, but that's okay, you know. I knew that Karan was going to speak out, and you know, on a collective level, and it also didn't make sense to me to just pop out and say ki, I didn't do anything,
also, man.
you know, so and I couldn't speak on anybody else's behalf. So it made sense.
It should be the host.
It should be the host, and if he is going to talk collectively, you know, on everybody's behalf. So that's what happened. But yeah,
that's the flip side, right?
I guess.
In a certain sense.
I guess it is.
But let's look at the better side, the brighter side, the best side. You went to an engineering college. There are hardly any females in engineering college. Forget about female attention. And suddenly you are like the heartthrob. Do your engineering college friends hate you right now?
No, what happens is, जितने लड़कियां भी होती हैं ना, by the fourth year, by the final year, they are also like boys. They are also like.
No knock on engineering college students. I'm just saying. Yeah. You want another Twitter?
Listen, I am very sure the engineering students listening to us, they would agree completely with me. But the heartthrob element also takes me by surprise a bit. Yeah, I feel कि अच्छा ठीक, it's a very pleasant feeling.
Of course, right?
It's a very pleasant feeling, but yeah, मुझे लगता है कि अच्छा, you know, so.
Like every morning you feel अच्छा.
Every morning तो नहीं.
But then every morning you'll get that attention, right? You'll get used to it, or is it something that you're sort of dealing with, grappling with, in a nice way, of course?
Yeah. In a nice way, it's happening, but it's happening. Like, it's not happened where I'm feeling like heartthrob, but also I feel like it's got to do a lot with the characters that I've played. If they resonate, see, it's not, यार मुझसे बहुत सारे handsome लोग हैं. You know, there are many more handsome looking with better physiques and whatever the charisma, and there are lot more sexier men out there. You know, but I guess the difference is that my work has resonated with the audience and they kind of feel that relatability with this guy. You know, so I guess that's the edge I have, and that's the reason why those tags have been given to me. कल को कोई और आएगा जिसमें अगर वो resonation हो जाएगी तो he'll become the heartthrob, and I'm not the first and the last heartthrob, and you know, so it's part and parcel.
Guruji thing to say, huh? So like ज्ञान मतलब, you know, this too shall pass.
I wouldn't want it to pass. See, that wasn't a Guruji thing to say, but it's a nice feeling.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.